Looking for it again.
She almost counts her to Sting's first match.
And the Dr. Bomb, the Bay with the power. Bomb and the Bay with the win.
Winners of this match, the team of Kris Statlander and Willow Nightingale.
What up, y'all? This your boy Ace here, and welcome to Afternoon's Delight. Man, oh man, let's talk about it, man. This was very interesting. This 0 hour match between Kris Statlander, the former TBS champion before Julia Hart, teamed up with Willow Nightingale. Stokely Hathaway was on commentary against Julia Hart herself, the current TBS champion, in Skye Blue. Skye Blue is coming off a fresh win on Dynamite this past week against Kris Statlander. So it was a huge win for Skye Blue, but a lot of it had to do with what happened ringside with Stokely Hathaway. Now, Stokely Hathaway, the key here was if he could stay out of the way, because obviously that's how Kris Statlander lost that match. And it was all about getting on the same page. So Statlander, Stokely Hathaway decided to stay away and just be on the commentary and not really get involved. And I think that might have been the smart way to go. Now, as far as the match goes, we did end up getting Willow Nightingale and Kris Statlander, who defeated Julia Hart and Skye Blue in about a little over 13 minutes. It was a really good 0 hour match, man. It was a pretty good match. It went back and forth. There was a lot of little psychology in this one, man, because really it looked like both teams, it could go either way. That was the one thing that you probably got the most from this match, was that it was gonna pretty much go either way. And I think that was the most interesting thing about it, was that it was going to go pretty much either way. And I like the fact that it went that way, because it kind of meant that it'd be far unpredictable. So like I said, I think the thing that I liked the most here was that here's the thing. Did the right team win? I don't know. But, it was pretty interesting. It was pretty interesting. So late in the match, okay, Blue tags in Hart, who doesn't fare much better. Willow tags in her for her team, and then picks up where Kris left off, taking it to the TBS Women's Champion. Hart and Blue take over, though. Blue taunts Stokely on commentary while beating down Nightingale. Stokely yells at McGinnis and Excalibur for not picking him up, right? For not sticking them up for him, my bad. Willow hits Julia with a shot at one point, and that pops the entire crowd. Willow keeps fighting back against the legal woman. Blue, as the fans rally behind her in the background. Statlander gets the hot tag and helps shift the momentum back in her team's favor. Nightingale ends up getting the win shortly thereafter. So it was kind of, because here's the thing about this that was interesting too, was that Kris Statlander and Willow Nightingale, they're older than Julia Hart and Skye Blue. And Skye Blue, you can tell that she has made a lot of changes since she's been with Julia, as far as things that she used to do that might have got her to lose matches before. And you can tell that her being with Julia has helped a lot. But I do think that this is definitely looking like one of those this definitely looks like one of those, experience wins type matches. It does. It looked like the better experienced team won the match. You know what I mean? And it tells you that Julia Hart and Skye Blue still have a little ways to go to learn. Even though Julia has the TBS title, but there's still some tricks in the game that they need to learn, though. But they're getting better. And the one thing about Julia, too, Julia has actually, her pay-per-view matches are a lot better than her TV show matches. I don't know what it is. I think they maybe just book it better on the pay-per-view. But her pay-per-view matches, her match against Kris Statlander at Wrestle Dream, the one that she had at Full Gear was really good. Julia Hart's pay-per-view matches are just really good, man. So I need to keep in that direction, because her TBS title reign, I don't want to say it's been underwhelming, but it's just, I think it should have been a little bit better than what it's been, because I do think Kris Statlander has been the better TBS champion, in my opinion. But I still like Julia as the TBS champion, though. I do. I like her as a TBS champion. She's only going to get better and better. So, and plus, to me, Kris Statlander, I think she should be going after the main title anyway. I think she should be Toni Storm's next opponent at either Dynasty or Wrestle Dream. They may run it back between. I'm gonna talk about that next. They may run it back between Deonna and Toni, but I'm gonna talk about that in the next video. But let's go over a poll that I did. Let's see the results for this thing. 438 votes. I hadn't done an AEW poll in quite some time, so this is a good turnout. I wasn't even expecting more than, I would say I wasn't expecting more than like 300 votes. So we got 438 here. Most of y'all chose Kris Statlander and Willow Nightingale, but it was kind of an even poll though. You know, y'all know my poll is like 40%. It's even on my polls because a lot of them be lopsided. But both polls were actually pretty close. I'm going to discuss the other poll in the next video, but 66% to 34%. So a lot of y'all had it where maybe you thought Julia Hart and Skye Blue were going to win, man. 25 likes. Thank y'all for voting in the poll, by the way. A lot of y'all thought, you know, Julia Hart and Skye Blue were going to win. I think it was one of those matches where it could have went either way. This thing is definitely not over because I forgot to point out at one point, Julia Hart was actually looking at Willow Nightingale pretty hard because she was about to win at one point. But if Willow Nightingale didn't break up that pin, you know, that probably saved both ladies quite a bit there. So that is kind of crazy though when you think about it, that point of the match is what saved Kris Statlander and Willow Nightingale. And I think Julia Hart is going to definitely target Willow Nightingale even more right now. So Kris Statlander is definitely going to need to back her buddy up. But I also want to see the continued story between Stokely Hathaway and the trust that he has with his team, because I still think that's not over yet. You know, I think that's still going to get in the way at some point too. So we'll see about all of that. But let's get over to Toni Storm and Deonna Purrazzo, man. Go ahead and get this video a like, share, subscribe, y'all. Very good match here. Thank y'all for watching. After news to like.